Sono lieto di poter rievocare in poche parole le esperienze delle prime trasmissioni radiotelegrafiche a grandi distanze da me felicemente eseguite attraverso l'Oceano Atlantico il 12 dicembre 1901.
Holy snapping bra straps.
It's a podcast. Republic of Avalon Radio. It's 0 hours Avalon Standard Time.
Hi, I'm Rhonda O'Keefe Arsenault from Ferryland on the Southern Shore, and you're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
Hello, my name is Patrick O'Dea. I'm from Roscommon Island, and you're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
Bonjour à tous, ici Rodney Bouillet des îles Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon et vous écoutez la République d'Avalon Radio.
Hello, I'm Rex Goudie from Berlington, Newfoundland, the other side of the overpass. You're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio, right here in St. John's. Yee!
Republic of Avalon Radio.
You're with the roar.
Republic of Avalon Radio, you're with the Roar. I'm Jim Fidler. Welcome aboard. This is episode 37 of the Roar. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Number 37. Imagination that. How did we do it?
How did we do it? That was quick.
Some people celebrate, number 20 and number 50 and stuff like that, but we celebrate number 37.
Yes, to number 37.
It's a much better number.
For sure. I mean, who else celebrates number 37?
I don't know. People who just got tired of 36.
Yes.
I would say. And are in no hurry for 38.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a lucky number.
I think so. It's a 3 and a 7. You add it and you get 10. You divide it by 2, you get 5. You multiply that by 5, you get 25. And that's the thing that other people celebrate, and we're just doing it without all that complicated math.
Exactly.
Okay. So, as you can tell, I'm here, and I told you who I was, and that other voice you're hearing is the lovely Lillian.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm delighted to be here.
I thank your parents.
Oh, I'll pass that on.
Job well done. Yes. So this week we've got all kinds of stuff for you. We're going to take you out for another one of our little impromptu strolls into the downtown area of St. John's, right here in the heart of the Republic of Avalon. And we've got our third installment. I might as well just say, whatever. Why should we keep track or count them? But we'll have Podictionary for you again. And some more of Mary Dalton's poetry. As well, a little zany bit that kind of came out of a little walk last week, or a few days ago, actually. Little piece called The Happiness Conspiracy. And we hope you enjoy that. And that lovely music you're hearing in the background is Apa Ya from the Headroom Project over on magnatune.com. Our good friends at magnatune.com. So go on over there and have a look. Lots of great stuff over there, including Apa Ya by the Headroom Project, of course. Of corpse, said the Undertaker.
You're funny.
Yeah, there's a bit of deadpan humor. Yeah, we have some shout-outs, some folks that we want to say hello to this week. Why don't you just... we just jotted down the list so that we didn't bore you guys for 45 minutes trying to scratch our heads and remember everybody. Of course, the shout-out goes out to absolutely every single solitary individual one of you. But we just made a list of people here who we've been in touch with recently, and we certainly absolutely didn't want to forget. And Lillian will start with first person at the top of the list, and not in any particular order.
Well, we got some good feedback actually from the shows, a few of the shows, and from Jim Rebman from Colorado?
He's from Boulder, Colorado. I think we might be having him on the show in a few weeks' time. Big hello to you, Jim.
Yeah, and Jeff Dunn from Yorktown Heights, New York.
Yeah, big up, Jeff. And Jeff actually went over to jimfidler.com and bought a bunch of my CDs and a Jim Fidler Gypsy t-shirt. So we hope you got that all okay, and that you're just the most stylingest kind of dude in Yorktown Heights with that Jim Fidler Gypsy t-shirt. And thanks as well, Jeff, for your input on the murtalize mystery. I think Jeff had the Bugs Bunny theory, or he heard it on Bugs Bunny, and we also heard from Jim Rebman as we mentioned, and I think he pointed out that he had heard it on the Three Stooges, but perhaps we'll have to get our good friend Charles Hodgson over at Podictionary to solve that mystery for us.
And Jeff also sent a picture of a wire sculpture dragon that he's been working on for the last year, and it's quite remarkable. So
he started working on it, and time just kept dragging on.
Yeah.
And now he's pretty wired. Okay.
And that's a good one.
Thank you very much. I was up all night working on that one. And he's looking for a name for this dragon, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
How about Avalon?
I think that's a very good name for a dragon.
That's a good dragon name. And if anybody else has any ideas, just get in touch with us and let us know, and we'll pass it on to Jeff.
Yeah, and if he doesn't mind, we'll put a picture of the sculpture up on our Flickr site, so you can go up there and have a look at that.
Let us know, Jeff, and if that's all cool with you, we'll do that, and you folks can have a look and get in touch with us and let us know if you have a name for this dragon, Mr. Dragon, nameless dragon.
We also heard from Steve Matzura from New York, and
Matsura.
Matsura?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a very good Jewish Japanese name, I'm sure. That's my conviction on that. Yep. The matz comes from the Jewish word for being able to throw very small vegetables very, very large distances. And the ura means not in a million years I wouldn't be caught dead throwing vegetables, period. That's what I think. But anyway, yes, a big shout out to you, Steve. Great hearing from you. Steve was... we exchanged a few emails back and forth, and in regards to our new digital recorder, the Edirol R9, and a few other things. Steve particularly dug the wee tribute that I did to Bob Marley, and he was interested in some of the equipment I was using. Aside from all my acoustic instruments like my drums and my percussion, my darbukas and my ashikos and djembes and all the extra percussion, all the shakies and the tambourines and the wood blocks and cowbells and vibroslaps and all that stuff, and octave mandolins and accordions and whistles and low whistles. My bass guitar is a Fender Precision. I think it's a 76 Fender Precision with 63 classic pickups. And I've got a Strat for my electric guitar. And I think the main thing you were wondering about was probably the keyboards, and that would be an Alesis QS7. That's what I've been using. And I'm completely MIDI illiterate. I've not been using any MIDI, so everything you hear has been played in real time, sometimes requiring a few takes and a few kicks at the can, but I certainly plan on getting into the MIDI thing sometime in the near future. So hopefully that answers your question on that, and thanks for the Thanks for the thumbs up on the little piece of music that I put together in Bob's honor with a little bit of clavinet in there off the QS7. And yeah, big up.
Yeah. We had a really nice visit last night from Tom Peter from New York.
From Rochester, New York.
Rochester,
yes.
Yeah, and his friend Brian.
Yes, what a life he has. Life of Brian he has.
Yeah, that was a very nice evening we had chatting with those guys, and they're here for a week, I think.
Visiting the Republic of Avalon. And we first heard from Tom, we read a letter, an email that he sent us on the Roar, way back, like sometime last June or something like that. So I went back and looked at the email, and he was talking about this really distant, far-off date, like 2006. He was hoping to be able to come back and hook up with us, and sure enough, last night he did. And I think they're here till the weekend, so we hope to see them again, and maybe we'll have a little chat with them or something, and get that out to you guys next week.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we wanted to say a special hello to a few other people. Nancy Park from Victoria, BC.
Yo, Nancy.
Yo. Kylie Howsam in Toronto.
From the Celtic Music News podcast, who was great having her on the show last week. And we don't quite know any details yet, but as soon as we know when the interview she did with me for the Celtic Music News podcast is actually going to be available, we'll let you folks know, and you can all just race on over and hear that.
Yes. Hope Povenmeir of the what podcast is?
She's from the Audio Mirror podcast. My girly Hope, and Hope is hoping beyond all hope, except not beyond the hope which is herself, to get herself to Atlanticfest in August here in St. John's, and we're absolutely serious about that, Hope. So give us a holler, and let's see if we can work out whatever things you might think, whatever obstacles you might think are probably immaterial, and we can help you out and help you get here, so we can swing you around the dance floor a few times.
Yes. We certainly hope you can make it.
Yes. We're hoping.
Yes, we
but
are.
not beyond hope.
No.
Okay?
All hope's not lost.
No.
Okay, and a shout out to Lynette and Maria from New York City.
Yep, and the same goes for you guys. Let's pull this together. Let's make this happen, and let's all get together for Atlanticfest 2006 and have a hoo-ha.
You'd love it up here, you guys.
Yeah.
And Roger Cusson is actually coming to the festival.
Raj from Maine will be making his way to the Republic of Avalon for Atlanticfest 2006. And we look forward to hooking up with him. We've had several great chats recently. And, you know, folks, this Atlanticfest thing, we just confirmed the fourth venue. The four venues now are Aaron's Pub on Water Street, the Duke of Duckworth on Duckworth Street, oddly enough, Brodie Malloy's on George Street, and our other George Street venue is the Fat Cat. So we're going to have 10 musicians in those four venues every night, rotating around. We're all going to go out on a boat tour and have a nice closing festival party on the Sunday night. And it's just going to be lots and lots of good people and fun and good music and all that stuff. So do get in touch with us. You can go to our website for the show here, republicofavalonradio.com, or the website for Atlanticfest is atlanticfest.com. And over the following subsequent days and weeks will be, of course, that'll be springing to life, and more information will be available there. Or just get in touch with us. Just send us email at republicofavalonradio@gmail.com. And we'll do absolutely everything we can to accommodate you and help you make your way to St. John's for Atlanticfest 2006.
For sure. We'd love to have you all.
Yeah. So, what say we just push on with the show here? You guys get yourselves all snug away with a nice cool bevy of some sort. And lock your windows and bolt your door. Ready or not, here comes the roar.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
The best
radio is a whole lot fun. You're with the roar.
You're always talking about your weapons of mass distraction. Don't wanna hear about it anymore, no. Weapons of mass distraction. Don't wanna hear about it anymore. Top ranking, you must be skanking, thinking that was so naive. Your goose is cooking and everybody's looking. Tell me, did you really believe? 'Cause you're a big fish, just a big fish. But I tell you that there's plenty little small fish. You're just a big fish, just a big fish. But I tell you that there's plenty little small fish. Talking about your weapons of mass distraction. Don't wanna hear about it anymore, no. Weapons of mass distraction. Don't wanna hear about it anymore.
Every nation in every region now has a decision to make. Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
Rumors are running rampant all over North America. Throughout the Northern Hemisphere, conspiracy is in the air. Jim Fidler from Republic of Avalon Radio.
Yes, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jim Fidler from Republic of Avalon Radio, bringing you this fast-breaking news. Let's go to our roving reporter, other Jim Fidler, in the street. Jim, apparently this conspiracy seems to be pretty widespread. There's much concern. What's going on from your end of things? Thank you, Jim. Yes, we're here walking down Leslie Street on a very beautiful summer night where all sorts of summertime things seem to be happening. Dogs are being walked, people are sitting out on their steps, people are drinking all varieties of cold and hot beverages. Outdoors, people are cooking dead animals on open spits, and all sorts of summer merriment seems to be widespread in the Republic of Avalon. Interesting. Does this type thing happen regularly? Is this a normal sort of occurrence? Well, for this time of year, it seems quite normal. It does vary from year to year. Some years, this sort of activity breaks out spontaneously at earlier points than this. In fact, where we are now, we are smelling lilacs, I do believe. We are smelling lilacs right here, live lilacs. Can you confirm that for us for sure? We can verify, yes, we have smelled live lilacs right here, and now we're smelling smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say, and we will investigate this for you and get the truth to you. Because with the terrorist activities these days, we don't know what this could mean. So the rumors about all this happiness is true? Yes, Jim. Rumors are running rampant that people in certain pockets of society are happy. And there is much evidence of this, although I must say, without further in-depth investigation, we would not want to jump to such conclusions. But just in case such merriment could spread further, it is understood that certain people in certain positions of authority will be taking action to avert such behavior for the good of the people and the safety of the homeland.
So what can the people out there do?
Well, Jim, it seems that there are many programs in place, much similar to neighborhood watch programs, where people seeing unusual behavior, smiling, laughing, hugging in public, any sign of any sort of senseless gyration, such as what is known as dancing, celebrating in any form, should cause suspicion. So anybody who sees any such behaviors being exhibited by the civilians of our fine nation should call the authorities immediately. They have an 800 number in place. The number is 1-800-000. That's 1-800-000. And do your citizenly duty. Please, folks, we're all in this boat together, and whether we float or sink is up to you. This is the other Jim Fidler reporting for Republic of Avalon Radio.
Well, thank you very much for this report, Jim. Very, very interesting, if not a little disconcerting. And remember, folks, remember that 800 number, and remember to keep your eyes and ears open. These things do occur, as we all know, in certain places, especially in certain urban areas, in the downtown areas. But you may be surprised what might be actually going on in your backyard. So remember, as good citizens, please be vigilant. This is Jim Fidler reporting for Republic of Avalon Radio.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
Radio for the chipmunk in you.
You're with the roar!
Here's a little song I wrote when I was a cowpoke, working in the Appalachian Mountains, herding the mountain cows. I'm going up that river. I'm going up that river. I'm going up that river just to see what they got on the way.
The Podictionary word for today is Indian. It's pretty common knowledge that when Christopher Columbus headed out, he thought he was heading for the Far East by way of the West. Europeans knew about trade goods, particularly spices, from the Indies, even though they didn't have much idea about what lands these Indies constituted. So, when he sighted land, he naturally assumed it was India, and he called the people there Indians. When he died in 1506, he still thought he'd been sailing to and fro from Europe to India, even though an Italian named Amerigo Vespucci had started calling it the New World. It was that Italian, Amerigo, whose name gave us America. But why did Europeans call those mysterious lands to the east the Indies? It was because the Romans and the Greeks called it that. They got the name from Persian, who in turn got it from Sanskrit, from the Indians themselves. Except they didn't call the whole place India. They called one particular geographical feature Sindhu, meaning river. This was applied to one particular river, the one you can still find on a map, called the Indus River. Very roughly, this river defines the northwest edge of the Indian subcontinent, and the Persians, Greeks, Romans, and the rest of us applied the name to everything on the other side of the river. You might think the word Hindu has a suspiciously similar sound, and you'd be right. It evolved in the same way. For Republic of Avalon Radio, this is Charles Hodson.
Bryn. Bryn for a sack of coal. Bryn for a sack of salt. Blubber in the tight Bryn bags. Oil a seep from the rotten livers. A fisherman's bed, Bryn bags stuffed with straw. And at the canning, all hands had a Bryn apron on. Spuds in a Bryn bag. Bryn bag of oats on the horse's nose. Salt beef junks in the Bryn bag. Empt the beef and fill her with birch junks. To cure a broody hen, stick her in a Bryn bag, plunge her in salt water. The old Bryn bag after, washed and cut for a mat, sun, sky, stars, roses. Bull arm money. He always was a tidy man, a tidy hand. Now he got barrels of money, bull arm money. But it's not all it's cracked up to be. Half the time home he's in the macadamdies, and the other half soused to the eyes. She swore she'd never, but she's afraid it'll end up some night he's deep in the rats. She'll be off up the harbour, have to go in on her youngsters. Clutch. The apple of her eye he was. The bigger the whopper, the more she coddled him. Her blue-eyed boyo, the closest to a tongue-lashing, her torrent of names for him. Mr. Cotter, Twister, Mr. Tongue hinged in the middle and flapping both ways, Mr. Pratebox, Mr. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Conker bells. That winter was cold. Lord, yes. Wind barrelling out of the north, canvas lifting up off the floor, and conker bells hanging thicker than a horse's dong. But that young dogger could smell the lick of a flame. Trailed me and his sister the length of the back ridge. No chance of a kiss and a cuddle once he tripped in the juniper, toppled arse over tea kettle, smack into the bows of our hot little tilt.
Well, in the town of St. John's, that's where I chanced to dwell. One night when I was playing in a pub you all know well, I met a girl from Carbonear who said she liked to dance, and if I knew just what to do, then maybe I'd have a chance. Well, I asked if she was partial to the jigs or to the reels. What was her particular fancy for kicking up her heels? She said she was fond of a melody and the singing of the note, but her particular fancy was the rhythm of the goat. With me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da, me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da. Well, I asked her for a particular tune that she might like to hear. I'd play it on me mandolin, me banjo or me guitar. I'd play it on me whistle or on me fiddle, note for note, but all she said she wanted to hear was the rhythm of the goat. With me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da, me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da. Then I thought I knew just what to do, so then I turned to she. With me diddle-dum this one, diddle-dum that one, diddle-dum, diddle-dum dee. With me whack for Tora, Laura, and the story of Lookie's boat. But still she said she wanted to hear the rhythm of the goat. With me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da, me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da. Well, I then took out my Borat and I began to play a song I knew when I was young out in Conception Bay. Well, her feet, they hardly touched the floor, I knew I had her vote, 'cause I was finally playing the rhythm of the goat. With me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da, me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da, me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da, me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da, me ratty-tat-tilly-ow diddly and me ratty-tat-tilly-ow da.
Alrighty, folks, here we are. We are heading out through the door, and I'm closing it behind me. If it'll close, there we go. And it is a swell, beautiful, beautiful summer night in the Republic of Avalon. It's actually about 20 degrees.
It's the first day of summer.
It is the first day of summer, folks and folkettes.
Folkettes.
Yep.
What is it you have on the Frapper page?
What?
Roar E's and Roarettes, is it?
Roarers, maybe, and Roarettes. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I can't, these spontaneous sort of bursts of silliness don't come with long-term memory maintenance plans.
No, I guess, because otherwise it wouldn't be very spontaneous.
Not at all.
That's why we record these things.
Exactly. So that they can be held against us in the future. So are we going to zip across the field?
If you like.
I like.
Let's do it.
Let's just say we did it and not lie about it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, so, anyway, what's going on, folks? That's what you'd like to know. What's happening? Well, a little reminder is we are using the new machine, the digital recorder, the Edirol R9, to do this recording as we walk down the street.
We smile at everyone.
Yes, indeed we do. So now we're walking down the steps into the park. Or not the park, but the football pitch kind of thing.
The street light just went out as we came down these steps. What does it mean?
I have no idea.
Because it just doesn't go out on the hour, because it's like 11:15 now.
Maybe it goes out on the quarter hour.
Maybe. But I don't even think it's the quarter hour.
I have no idea.
Maybe it's just random. Or
Who's random?
maybe it just blew its light or something, because the rest of them are on.
Maybe it's just we walked underneath it and it just coincidentally went off. That's my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
For the night.
Okay, we have to get out on the grass.
Why?
Because there's a man walking his two pooches.
Oh, let's not mess with the pooches.
They look like twin pooches.
Really?
They do. Hello.
Newfoundland and Labrador?
No.
Can you imagine if you had a Newfoundland? Well, for you people who don't know, they recently changed the name of this place. I mean the bigger place, not just the Republic of Avalon. See, we're part of a very big island here. And they just recently changed the name. It used to be called Newfoundland. And there's a territory on the actual mainland of North America, which we somehow lay claim to. In other words, we thinks we owns it in that. And that place is called Labrador. So, up until now, as a Canadian province, we've been known as Newfoundland, and Labrador is part of Newfoundland. You know, sort of like New York is a state, and somebody should clean it up. No. Like we say around here, I don't know if you folks say that, but if we say something's a state, it means that it's really, everything's really, anyway, messed up. So, yeah, so it's sort of like New York is a state, and I don't know, Upper New York State is a part of New York. That's not quite a good example. Okay. Let's say New York is a state and Manhattan is a part of New York State. Well, it's like they changed the name, except for the fact that Labrador is very big, and it's actually the mainland. And Newfoundland is also very large, but that's the island portion. So my example is kind of a reverse, but it's sort of like they changed the name of Newfoundland to Newfoundland and Labrador. Much like if they changed the name of New York State to New York and Manhattan, which is interesting. We'll give them that, well, won't we?
Yes. And you know that, you're not finished, are you?
No, I haven't made any kind of a point yet.
I didn't think so.
It didn't even seem like I made a point. That's the way it usually is, though. Even when I've made my point.
No, that's not true.
It is.
No. Anyway, you go on.
What was my point?
I think you were just talking about how they changed that, and now it's...
Oh, yes, I remember. Way back there with the two dogs. So they've changed the official name of this place now is Newfoundland and Labrador. Newfoundland and Labrador. Where are you from? Newfoundland and Labrador. You can't just say I'm from Newfoundland anymore. You got to be from Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah, it's very politically incorrect.
Yes, and you're not a Newfoundlander anymore. They just made being a Newfoundlander illegal. So you're not a Newfoundlander anymore. You're a Newfoundland and Labrador Ian.
Mm-hmm. And
So
we love Labrador, even though...
we do, and in fact, here's the point of what I'm saying. I think anybody from Labrador would have gathered that by now, because sure. I said, I even pointed out the fact that we thinks we owns them and stuff like that.
We've had a long history with
Yes,
Labrador.
Absolutely. And I don't want to own anybody.
And a kinship.
I don't want to own anybody. If somebody wants to be my friend and trade marbles with me and hang out with me and drink Kool-Aid and all that stuff, great. But I don't think I have to own somebody. So our good friends in Labrador, take heart. We are with you. Anunta continua. Oui.
And it was a whole big hullabaloo, I guess you would call it.
I still haven't made my point.
Oh, sorry.
You're just carrying on. She's just carrying on like a house of fire.
No, I just had a thought, but go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. You have your thought and see if I can still hold my thought.
I was just thinking, during that time when everything changed, the provincial abbreviation for Newfoundland used to be NF. And,
it used to be NF or for Newfoundland, but the whole thing, what we used to use for the province was NFLD.
Yeah, but then like several years ago, everybody in Canada changed their to 2 letters, so we changed to NF. And
Why?
then,
So we could be just like America.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I guess so. And
I reckon.
Anyway, when we became Newfoundland and Labrador, we had to change that 2 letters to NL. So that meant that every business and everybody who had an address in Newfoundland had to change all their stationery,
everything,
all their business forms, everything. It was massive.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Which also causes some confusion because NL denotes the Netherlands. So I've actually heard of pieces of mail and packages and things intended for here going over to Holland.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That reminds me of something too.
All right. I'm still holding my thought, folks.
A couple of years ago when they had the Sound Symposium here, there was a group coming from Europe somewhere. I don't know where exactly it was, but...
one of them Europe crowd.
Anyway...
They all looks the same to me.
They ended up booking the flight and... incorrectly?
What was the charge?
The charge?
Book them, Dano.
The group was supposed to play and they were supposed to come in the night before.
They weren't doing it for real? They were only playing?
It was some choir or something, I think. And they ended up like in New Brunswick or something.
St. John. That's right. Instead
That's
of St. John's, Newfoundland, they ended up in St. John, New Brunswick.
That's right. That's exactly what it was.
Which is completely different because they spell it S-A-I-N-T and then J-O-H-N, no apostrophe and no S. Well, if they were really lucky, they could have ended up in St. John's, Antigua.
Yeah, now that would have been probably pretty cool for them.
Yeah.
Or warm.
That would have been ripe.
Yes.
Yes. So my thought. No, it's called Newfoundland and Labrador. So you imagine if somebody were to go out and get 2 dogs, let's say like, 2 seeing eye dogs.
Okay.
One on the left, one on the right. Why? I have no idea. Or just 2 pets. But you'd be walking along, as you were out walking along, you'd be walking along, and you had one is a Newfoundland dog, and the other one is a Labrador Retriever. And you just call the Newfoundland dog Newfoundland, and you call the Labrador Retriever Labrador. So you'd be walking along with Newfoundland and Labrador. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Or anybody out there who has 2 little puppies that they intend to keep, let's say you're going to get 2 dogs at the same time, and you're going to name them, then I think it's cool to name them like Newfoundland and Labrador or Trinidad and Tobago. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Better than naming 2 places, one place.
Well, isn't it amazing, actually? Well, not amazing, but it's interesting that, Newfoundland and Labrador are both dogs. Actually.
What did you say?
Newfoundland and Labrador are both dogs.
No, a moment ago, you thought we were running amok with our Labrador friends, Labradorian friends.
Uh-huh.
Now we've just annoyed everybody in Newfoundland as well. You bunch of dogs.
You know what I mean.
Listen.
Oh, jeez, that's crazy.
You bunch of dogs. Didn't work the second time. And no, folks, that was not.
To you all the time.
It does, yes. That wasn't an edit, by the way, folks. I didn't go back in later and add in the dog thing.
Yeah, the last time we were walking down here, you said something about a car screeching or something, or.
Yeah, whatever it was. I can't remember. I said, something about vehicles zooming down the highway and just barely avoiding head-on collisions, and then right next to us. What the hell? Okay, it happens again. And folks, I'm not adding these effects in. I swear to God, this is too nutty.
Yes. Well, be careful what you say, I think.
Yeah, don't make one of those statements about lightning striking you or anything like that.
Tidal waves.
That's right. I remember, when you're a kid and you're not quite sure how things are spelled, and not just when you're a kid. I think certain people, with limited educations, perhaps, limited book learning, that kind of education. Some people who aren't very well book learned are some of the smartest and wisest people around. But some of the less book learned people don't get a chance to see what words are spelled like. So they go by pronunciation. And, I remember as a small child hearing people saying tidal wave.
Okay.
Tidal wave. Yeah, the tidal wave. Like it'd be something that you'd see at the beginning of a movie or something, a big wave coming across the screen. And there's the tidal wave. It's great graphic idea.
Yeah, I can picture it now.
Yes. Salut.
Well, Newfoundland did have a tidal wave one time, didn't it?
We did. What was it called, though? It didn't even have a name.
No.
So it wasn't much of a tidal wave, was it?
They didn't have time to name it.
Give it a title.
Yeah.
Yes. Not much of a tidal wave now, is it really?
No.
Oh, well. So I figured out somebody who we sort of, we don't know this person, but we have an indirect contact with the person. Somebody who I produced a record for one time. A group called Atlantic Union. Oh, you stop. You're getting hysterical. I produced a record for a group called Atlantic Union. And that's available up at jimfidler.com, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
So if you wanted to hear that, you wanted to buy it or whatever, it's up there. Anyway, one of the guys in the group, Andrew Lang, his niece, is married to this guy called Sasha. And this guy called Sasha is a pretty funny fella. He runs around dressing up in a few different costumes, and one of them is like this guy. You like? I come from... What was it? Which... Kurdistan. Yeah. That's Borat. That's one character. And the other one is... he plays this journalist who comes from Austria. He's a gay journalist, and he's going around the world doing all these things with people, And the one that he's best known for, probably, would be this guy called Ali G. And so our friend Andrew, his niece is married to Ali G, or married to Sasha. And we were just... it's interesting because he looks completely different as Borat. If you look at him as Borat, and then have a look at him as Ali G, and what are the differences? What are the main differences?
Well, his color is completely different in Ali G and Borat and the other guy too, the Austrian guy.
Okay.
And he really looked... I mean, I didn't even realize, because I didn't know his characters. First, I wouldn't have even known it was the same person at all. It was incredible.
Okay, now can you just dazzle us with even further detail?
Okay, well, he's African, Negro in one. Ali G is...
so he's kind of African descent, yeah. That's Ali G.
And Borat is kind of like...
Russian, Soviet Union.
Yep. He's got like a kind of a darker skin tone. Like
okay.
Not, and the Austrian guy is like kind of reddish, kind of, almost blondish hair and a reddish kind of complexion.
Okay.
And even his facial features and everything, the way he dresses up in these three characters, you would never ever say it was the same person.
No, it's very interesting. He's a very talented man. But the interesting thing that I thought of, because of hearing my voice, I did a little thing in episode 36, just on a silly whim. There was a little transition right after some of Mary Dalton's poetry, and one of the little bumpers, one of the little stings, little instrumental Republic of Avalon radio thing. And right after we played The Merman from my Midnight Rover CD. And I just kind of, not trying to be anybody in particular, just trying to be myself, just having a little bit of fun, tongue-in-cheek. I just sort of said, in my own voice, if you go back and listen, just with a slight, maybe little tiny bit of sort of maybe a New Orleans sort of accent. I said, what was it? Hey out there, all you grooving cats and chicks. This is Jivin Jim Fidler, and here's a little something called The Merman. Something like that. So I'm just talking with my own voice. And as other people have often noticed, quite often especially when I sing, I guess, especially certain things, I don't necessarily sound like Captain Whitey or whatever. In case you guys are wondering, I am very white. My skin is, very Caucasian looking, I suppose. It's not white. I'm not like a sheet or, not like the clouds. Pink, I guess we folks is.
I guess we are pink.
Kind of pinky beigey. Whatever.
We don't refer to ourselves as pink very often, but...
We don't know.
I suppose it's a strange colour, really.
It is a very odd colour. It's kind of a colourless colour.
It is, actually. It's not white. It's not really pink. It's not
well,
brown.
as black people aren't really black.
That's true, too.
They're just very, very brown.
Yeah, that's right.
Same kind of idea. And North Americans generally aren't red.
No.
No,
for sure. I know when you're painting somebody's, in graphic design, when you're coloring somebody's skin, you actually do use a little bit of a pink tint.
Yes, exactly. Well, we are not, folks, us, the global community, we are not Crayola culture.
No.
Not to say that Crayola isn't a wonderful company that makes all kinds of great pictures, all kinds of great colors for us to use. But anyway, what was my point? Oh, yes. So Ali G kind of gave me an idea because he's this Jewish guy from London, I guess. And so he says every now and again, just as a joke to these people, he says, well, you don't, you don't want to treat me fair because I'm black, just as a joke. And the joke is he's not even black, so that's the joke. So what occurred to me is it would be interesting for me to come up with some scenario where it would be appropriate to say, for example, in reference to myself, the blind man who knows he's black. Because I've heard the joke before, people saying, oh yeah, so-and-so, he's blind, he thinks he's black. Now, you've heard that joke before. Ha, 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 everybody. It's a real funny one. So anyway, that would be my idea of a little colored humor, I guess. Or racy humor, or whatever.
Racy humor, yeah.
But as applies to myself. And I am kind of a mixed creed, but very sort of fair-skinned in the process. So, you know the way she goes.
I think it works.
It works?
It could be your own kind of little...
My alter ego?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
What was they called? Jivin Jim Fidler. Yeah, there you go.
Jammin'. They used to call you Jammin' Jim.
They used to call me Jim and Jim Fidler. Yes, they did, didn't they?
In the day.
Back in the day.
Yep.
Yes.
Now you're jiving. Or you're not jiving.
Mein Bruder ist jünger als ich.
My brother is younger than me.
Thank you for that translation. You speak perfect Yiddish.
Oh, I didn't even know.
And you weren't at all skittish.
No. It just sounded like that.
It's funny, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
German is such an English is such a Germanic language that if I say, hier ist mein Hand, or das ist mein Buch, you know that I'm saying, here is my hand and that is my book. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah. Sometimes if you just let your mind not think about it, like you don't.
Then they'll drag you away and put you in one of those funny white coats.
Right.
Speaking of the white coats.
White coats?
How are they doing?
How are the Seals doing?
How are they doing in the World Cup?
The White Coats?
Yeah.
Who are the White Coats?
The White Coats?
The White Coats, yeah.
They would be, I don't know, they would be the Newfoundland World Soccer team,
Yeah, that would have been a good
the
name
World
for them.
Football team, the White Coats.
That would have been a pretty controversial
white
name.
Coat. A real white coat.
People would want to slaughter them, that's the thing.
Oh, no. Well, I think the trick there is you just don't let us play against them. They have to play against other people.
Yeah.
Because apparently only us, we're the only barbarians who slaughter these white coats.
Yeah.
How did we get there?
I don't know. I don't know. Sharp left turn.
On go the brakes. Yes.
Okay,
indeed.
what will we discuss now?
We will discuss something less disgusting.
Okay.
How's that?
A white sports coat.
Hey, there used to be an old joke. The seal walks into a club.
Yes.
That's it. Well, we got a new one now. Paul Macartney's soon-to-be ex-wife walks into a club. Okay. That's it for my bad bag.
How about Paul McCartney's soon-to-be ex-wife walks into a seal?
That reminds me of a French something that I won't say.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
Were you?
P-H-O-Q-U-E.
P-H-O-Q-U-E. Go, go, go. Give me a P.
T.
Give me an H. And we carry that on. What do you get? And then everyone says something. And they get in trouble with their parents because they said seal in French and they thought they were saying something else. Okay. Shenanigans.
And they get clubbed.
And they get clubbed in the midst of all the shenanigans.
Oh my God.
Actually, Shenanigans used to be the name of a club in St. John's.
It was? Yeah.
It was, yeah. We were there, remember?
We were there many times.
Severial times.
Yeah. It was where we had the
The what?
Remember the stag where
I
ended up being in the...
Whose stag was that again? Was that Ronnie's?
Party. Yeah, I think so.
Ronnie from the Sons of Air, from the Irish Descendants. They had his stag at this place called Shenanigans, and myself and my brother Phil, and I don't know, I was producing a record for a few of the boys at the time, and they said they were going down to Ronnie's. Well, they didn't say Ronnie's stag.
What it was? No, they just said they were going downtown to this party or something. Wasn't
Yeah.
It? Yeah.
So myself and my brother Phil and Lillian all went down, and after a while, Lillian's down there. We're just relaxing and having a Kool-Aid and all that stuff. And next thing, Lillian pipes up and says, Holy snapping bra straps. No holy snapping bra straps.
No, I was...
You were the only bra straps in the room.
Yeah, exactly. I was there for about an hour, too, which is pretty bad, you know. Well, I mean, not that it's bad, but I didn't even notice until...
Which is great.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it occurred to me, I was looking around, something's going on here.
And
I realized
don't keep us in suspenders any longer.
There are no other women in the whole room. I mean, there was probably like 100 people there, I suppose.
Easily.
And squished together, you know, and there was not one woman to be seen in the whole place but me. So then I just, like, I don't know how it occurred to me, but I started talking to somebody and I finally realized that it was a stag party. Excuse us.
And a stag party, for you folks who don't know, is a kind of a going away party for a man.
Yes, and
if you get
more meaning,
if you get more meaning. Yeah, it's
there were no dancing girls or anything like that.
No, there were no girls at all.
Except for me.
Except for you, and you weren't dancing.
No, I wasn't dancing.
You were kind of going, huh?
But it was nice because the guy who was actually, it was his stag. I was talking to him and he told me not to be so foolish and, you know, just enjoy myself and stuff. So I felt better. Although I don't think I stuck around for very long.
Let's pause and hear the music here.
Okay.
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's not and say we did.
Okay.
Okay.
Isn't that too inspiring?
No. Well, we did, but it was just for a very brief time. It was for a metric moment.
A metric moment. That sounds like a good name for a television show.
The metric moment? I don't know.
Or a podcast, maybe.
The metric moment. What would that be? So this week on the metric moment, 0 degrees Celsius equals 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And then the theme song, and that's it for another week.
It would be a big hit in America, I think.
I don't think metric is a big hit in America. I think even though it's a more universal, better system that you know divides evenly and into, you know, tens and hundreds and thousands and so on, it all makes very much sense. Americans are doing as us human beings tend to do generally. They're clinging on to the past and resisting change, and it's human nature, and we can't blame you for doing it, but you have an inferior system.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. Easy as pie. 3.1497. What's so easy about a number that goes on and on forever?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Why do
Nothing
you
I
say
can
that
think of.
anyway? Easy as pie.
I don't know.
It's like, even making a pie is not that easy.
So you'd think it would be kind of a
tongue. Good pie.
You'd think it would be kind of tongue-in-cheek and a little bit of sarcasm in there, wouldn't you?
I would think so.
There isn't.
Well, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
We need to change it to easy as something else.
Easy as...
I've heard easy as...
air.
Air. Easy as breathing, maybe.
Easy as air. No, breathing, you even have to do an action for that. Air is just air. It's just there.
That's true.
Don't be square. Air is there.
Air is everywhere.
For that matter, air is everywhere.
Yeah, it is, and we take it completely for granted.
Look around if you dare.
We can't see it. Can't even smell it, really, unless there's a stink in it. But it's not the air itself.
You know, you don't blame the air for that.
No. Air is such a wonderful thing.
Yes. Sorry, George, it was just the air. The air got out of hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Blaming it on the air again there, you Charlie. Well, I suppose...
Leave the air out of this.
Pardon?
Leave the air out of this.
Yes. Sorry, I was in error.
Error.
Yes, indeed. So, what were we going to talk about? We have no idea.
No.
Our big plans have gone astray. They've run amok. They've gone awry.
Yeah. Just got on a tangent.
Yes, I got on a cosine, actually. That's what happens when you're young. That's what happens when you're young and you can't take care of your own money. You instead of going... After you're, as a young fellow, you goes off on a tangent, you see. then you have to go off on a cosign and get your dad involved with your banking.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh. Okay, that's pretty funny, dear.
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
Brilliant.
The hell?
Wait, now maybe it's Morse code. I think he just said, "Yes, I'll have fries with that. Hold the anchovies."
Okay. Well,
and then the guy's just standing there hanging on to these anchovies forever and ever, stuck like an episode of Star Trek between the two dimensions in the corridor between the two universes.
with his anchovies.
With his anchovies, just holding his anchovies forever and ever.
His anchovies.
His anchovies, yes.
We ordered out tonight, and we heard this toot-toot outside the door, and had this kind of silly moment where we thought, wouldn't it be great if they had that kind of service where they would just come up and blow the horn, and you could go out and collect your, like at A&W, they put the tray outside the window, and you.
She's getting hysterical again, folks. Well, what's with that?
I don't know.
What did they feed you?
I don't know. Well, it was the. It must have been the Mary Browns.
Could have been the Mary Browns.
Could have been the chips.
Might have been the 3 or 4 swigs of Pepsi. I don't know. Anyway, but so whereabouts are we now exactly? I know where we are. Actually, we're right around the area of Junctions.
Yeah.
We're just coming up to Junctions, where all the young fellers go to hop up and down. And so henceforth we call it, instead of Junctions, we call it Young'uns.
Some crowd on the go tonight.
Oops, sorry. I just made you yell into the mic by accident. So now we are just coming through the noisiest part of the zone. No, not the zone. Junction. Sorry about that. That's a whole other venue altogether, the zone. We'll cover that in another information-packed episode.
Yes.
Indeed.
Let's be informative.
Yes.
To our dear listeners.
Absolutely, our deer in the headlight listeners.
Uh-oh. It's that music you put in the background, isn't it, that makes them kind of feel like they're in a trance when they listen to the show.
That's what it's all about, kids. It's ear candy, you know? And that's what I like to do. I like to give you guys as much ear candy as I possibly can. But the whole point is a spoonful of sugar helps the nonsense go down.
Really what he's saying in the background subliminally is do not remove your headphones.
Yes, and I record all the segments in the studio with no pants on.
You weren't supposed to tell them that.
No, but I wear shorts.
It's true. Yes. Chopped off pants.
I have no... Actually, before we left the house, Lillian said, just 1 second. She just went out and got the food from the delivery guy, and we ate at the kitchen table. And just before we were getting ready to leave... What? No way. Okay. Well, so much for that idea, folks. At precisely 11:47 p.m. on the first night of summer, June 21st, 2006, the pub is locked up tight. So, unfortunately, they will not be graced with our presence and will not gain any of our great financial wealth.
That's really weird.
And we'll have to come up with a plan B. So, we will go on with our plan B and wish you guys all well and gesundheit. And we will catch you next time. Hope you've enjoyed this little stroll with us through a beautiful, warm summer night in the Republic of Avalon. And cue up that jingle.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Here it comes. Here comes the jingle. Duck!
Republic of Avalon Radio.
Either you're with us or you're with the terrorists.
You're with the roar!
Well, folks, there we have it. Another week has come and gone. None of us the worse for the wear, hopefully. Hope you enjoyed this week with us here at Republic of Avalon Radio. We certainly enjoyed putting it together for you. give us a shout. Get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. Send us email at republicofavallonradio@gmail.com. Give us a shout on the Roar line, 1-724-426-8176, or call us on our new boat line, 1-206-203-BOAT. But in the meantime, from myself and from Lillian, who's not here at the moment, take care of each other, and we will catch you next time, right here on Republic of Avalon Radio.
Okay, we're recording.
Are we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Republic of Avalon Radio, you're with The Roar. I'm Jim Fidler, and welcome aboard for another week of fun and frolics and all kinds of silliness, which is usually snoozle. Google's Glasgow. Google's Glasgow.
Google's Glasgow.
A Root Cellar production.